is that enough of an offset for the Scarabs to find an advantage, or is it really going to be the struggle bus until they can get those 2 carries online?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We're going to need to see some beads forced out by inbound and punishes with the Bastet early on to get this team comp rolling.
Competitive smite we have ever seen in the SWC starts right now. Jade Dragons and Solar Scarabs in quarterfinals #1.
How this year started. And then he doubled down on it whenever I was talking to him. He was like, yeah, man, I'm chilling. I really don't feel like, you know, if we lose, we lose. I feel like we can win, and I feel like we will, but doesn't have to.
First Ragnarok of the set, and it's Panicat beneath the Tier 1 tower. Bifrost says bye-bye, and Panicat will live. Sanford Soccer's got Gravity Surge on the other end, and that's a great River's Rebuke. Knockups there as well. First blood, hello, Jade Dragon strike first.
Scream goes down on the signature Bastet, and Mike still putting good damage into Stewart and inbound.
And third purple buff in a row.
Under the tower, and you know Stewart's not getting that one. Greedy usage or lack thereof.
You give him a pick like the emoji.
Exactly. I mean, when you think of PBM's playstyle, of course, everyone's going to think of Fenrir and Serket and Hercules, you know, these gods that just dominate in the early game. But then also you've got this identity of him having a really, really good... Hold that thought, Sam's in trouble.
Sam gets pulled back in by Scream. Solo kill in the jungle, and the Solar Scarabs, when they need their jungler to step up big, he does so. 8 minutes in, Solar Scarabs.
And they're sacrificing some neutral camps for it. I mean, Hurry's a little bit behind Veronic, but overall, a great start for the Scarabs.
Inbound, and Scream and Veronic. They're all here on the red buff. Hurry pops his ultimate, but Ragnarok brings the Jean-Kui right back. There is another answer from the Solar Scarabs, but now Sanford Soccer's gone in alone. He's not able to get the kill on a Scream. He will jump out, Gravity Surge, delays things just for a moment, but the Scarabs pull back 2 kills.
Sam going in that 1v3. I mean, you see the composition working.
8-9 minutes of this game. It was just a slow bleed on the left side of the map. All this pressure. It's given Panicat a couple levels of lead over Stewart. He's going to 1v3 this purple buff. Panicat is going to go in. Are you kidding me? He's got the ultimate off. And it's Scream who'll be crashing back down to earth and down to death. PBM completes the execute. Purple buff. Who cares? Jade Dragons grab here as well. Solar Scarabs might show some face this time. Purple buff is an afterthought as Panicat grabs that one. Hurrywind and inbound, dueling it out a bit as River's Rebuke goes up from Mike. Does trap Veronic in, but there's no one there to call him on. It looks like red buff was taken by the Jade Dragons, but up and over the wall goes Scream. Ragnarok onto one, and it's Polar Bear Mike right on the other side of the Riptide. Here comes Sot, and he's on the backside of this fight, but Sanford Soccer will jump his way on out. Bat out of Hell swoops through. No one dead yet.
Hurry's going to have a huge ult here. Scream's already gone. Panicat took care of him, and this is exactly where the Jade Dragons want the Scarabs.
SOT, he lives, but not for much longer. Panicat will capitalize on a 3-level lead. Double kill for the Heimdall, and the Jade Dragons, they will take red.
They will use these ultimates. Can Scream hit an ultimate on a priority target, force those beads, and then allow inbound to go in and be the follow-up, or vice versa? Either way, they've got to separate a priority target from the rest of the team, because if they let the Dragons group up, I don't see how they beat them.
Jump in from inbound onto Panicat, who has used his beads. Bifrost awaiting on the other end. Riptide there from Mike as well, but that'll send SOT forward. Scream jumps up and over the wall. Big 1v1 here as Panicat is pulled back into Scream, back into the quicksand, but the River's Rebuke from Mike separates out the Solar Scarabs. Bat out of hell says goodbye to the 3-level lead of Panicat. Sanford Soccer goes back through. Execute range on Sot, but Final K not there to collect. Solar Scarabs find one.
And I just hate that decision from the Dragons to group up
against this Jade Dragon team who are playing out of their minds to start off the SWC. Fire Giant is up. SOT is close. Riptide into Gravity Surge. Cannot press buttons, but he presses the most important one, and that is ult. But it is to get on out. Jade Dragons will take the second FG of the game.
Yeah, they know SOT doesn't have beads. He went Blink and Meditation, so he knows that's a pretty free one if we can pull him in. I like the idea to try and CC chain him just short on damage.
Whoa, what? Stewart, what? Before my eyes, as God is my witness, Stewart is gone. The Jade Dragons and Sanford Soccer specifically delete the Freya. There will be no late game. Not right now. Level 18 on Stewart, and it'll stay that way.
Stu? 4 Aegis?
No, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for any of that. Sam is going too quick, and so is the right side Phoenix. Now is the time for the Solar Scarabs to put up their defense, but inbound has gone in alone. Mojo, who's up in the air. No, you can't. The Riptides have been on point all game long, and this one no different.
Still no wave, and it's not coming anytime soon, so this is exactly what it is for the Jade Dragons.
Whoa, Gravity Surge on the Sot, but this time Bat out of hell. Follows right on the other end. Inbound's gotta leave.
Stu's
and
in.
The River's Rebuke will keep Sot right where he's at on the other end. of his ultimate. PandaCat boxing it out with the Camazotz. Final K banished up into the nether, but down he goes. Sanford Soccer melting away. Baronic putting out damage. Baronic finds a big kill into the left side Phoenix.
And the left side Phoenix still standing. The Solar Scarabs now still with 5. Gonna try and catch this Jade Dragon's roster.
Whoa, Final K finds a nice stun. There is some sustain from PBM.
Oh, they got
But
Panda.
there's an ultimate on a PandaCat. His beads immediately used. And that'll put the Heimdall right where he's at. The Solar Scarabs show mid lane. Phoenix fire minions pouring down the right side, left side as well.
Watch out for this mantle here for Solar Patrol. That's going to mean if they pull him in, he's going to get a big stun.
Yeah, good point. Need a big stun under the Jade Dragons.
There's
Inbound
one.
into the back. Hurrywind uses both of the actives to stay alive, but the beads time out, and that'll pull him right back into the awaiting arms, and they will
That's a lot of
finally get the
damage.
kill. Scream finds the opening kill
Panda.
on the Hurrywind. The Jade Dragons re-engage, and Sanford Soccer has got the kill. Half
The Titan.
HP on everyone. Titan down beneath half as well. The Jade Dragons buy their engage, and they'll take game 1.
That is just absolutely dominant from the Jade Dragons. They thought they could get away with this late game
Realistically,
scale.
last time the Awilish was picked after all of those picks, so you could be a little forgivable. They've locked in most of these after the Awilish had showed up. We'll see if the Scarabs have backed themselves into the same corner or if they're going to turn things around here in game number 2.
Solar Scarabs not a team to back down from the challenge that the Jade Dragons are going to be throwing. Remember the Solar Scarabs for a while, aggro? Talking about negligible gold amounts, and that is why the Solar Scarabs still feeling okay to engage. It is Sanford Soccer ulted by inbound. Here comes Sot from the solo lane. First blood avoided.
Ooh.
Sanford Soccer will not die. PBM has got the last bit of healing, but you know who will
See ya.
die? It's Scream in the mid lane, left alone, isolated, and deleted by Hurrywind.
Love that play there by the
Engage cannot be understated. The ability to disengage. Maybe a tool that he has in his belt as well. The last bit of tick damage I was for sure was going to take him down here. 33 HP in a dream is all Sanford Soccer had. Going to need all of his HP pool to survive this one. Surely he doesn't get out alive this time. Solar Scarabs answer back, and it's Scream now on the board. Same thing that we saw in game 1 with Scream answering back, but it could look better for the Solar Scarabs this time. Baronic from the mid lane gets the Tiamat going.
Inbound might be getting caught, but it's Serket, man. That no problem for him in
to
order
identify Scream. Why not? Go walk into your speed buff. Take it away. Sanford Soccer, once again, loses a bit of his right side jungle. Could we see the 1v1? Scream wants it. Sanford Soccer mounts up. Hello, solo kill. Scream gets it done, and the Bastet starting to wind up.
This is worst case scenario now for the Jade Dragons because they just don't have any pressure anywhere. How is the Tiamat Bastet comp winning this hard in the mid game? They just took bad fights around the wrong objectives, and the Solar Scarabs have punished them perfectly.
Gold Fury for the Solar Scarabs. This would expand on their lead. Polar Bear Mike will not make it easy. Riptide out, but inbound's got something else
Nice
in
cleanse.
mind. Sanctified Field out. Polar Bear Mike jumped on. Inbound grabs the kill. It's a River's Rebuke that is up at Hurrywind. He's squishier this time than he was in game 1, and another kill rolls over to the Solar Scarabs 13 minutes in, and they got 4 extra kills.
And they're going to be able to grab some more gold potentially. 5 levels of difference total on the right side of the map here for the Solar Scarabs. Yeah, 6,000 experience looks about right to me, but still okay.
A lot of it here in the solo lane. 3-level lead for SOT. Final K, he will be locked in place. Shouldn't be much of a chance for an escape here. It's just a matter of who gets it. Although the ultimate and the sustain keeps him where he's at. SOT from range knocks down Fino. And the Osiris continues to wind up here, aggro. And it has been a steady even to 1-level lead for Sot. Builds up to 3
I did
now.
wonder about the
wondered.
mental state and how he was going to stay locked in. He really has.
Hurrywind taunted in by inbound, uses the beads.
Scream.
So Kui, I was going to say, should be fine.
He
yeah,
don't
right.
miss.
Scream has got something else in mind. Pre-beads as he jumps in. Hurrywind is an afterthought for Scream, who is on a killing spree. Second time's a charm. But PandaCat has rotated over from the duo lane, and he'll return 1.
Solar Patrol's here, but this tower healthy enough to stop the initiation there from Solar Patrol, and it ends up being a
Osiris,
1-for-1.
the raid boss that's found its way into the back line, the front line of the Jade Dragons. All of it seems to be forfeit here. Wherever SOT looks, that's what he's got. Primal Fury low. Polar Bear Mike riptides through. The
reset.
Fury is dropped and reset by the Solar Scarabs as SOT controls the left side. Sanctified Field is out,
Huge.
and it is huge. The Solar Scarabs have found the perfect engage. SOT, the chainsaw revving up as Final K jumped on and chopped down. SOT has got 2. The Jade Dragons, 3 left alive. Scream hits another. Here comes the Osiris. Triple kill for Sot.
Oh,
Scream
man.
takes the 4th away. The Scarabs will not be denied. Give him the quad, baby. Set him come up, knock him down. Sot's got 4.
Unbelievable, man. Solar Troll just was unstoppable in that fight. He just planted himself in the Jade Dragons backline and said, do something about it. And they said, no, thank you. We will not, because we can't even if we want to. Solar Troll just created so much space. Stewart's Sanctified Field was absolutely perfect. Locked in 2 members that just didn't have that team fight capability anymore. As soon as they get slowed down by that Sanctified Field, Scream, of course, does not miss, as we've already covered. And the rest of the Solar Scarabs are just right on time. Beautiful team fighting there from the Solar Scarabs, but someone's got to talk to someone. Who was it that sold Sot's Penta? Because that was a pentakill, man. He had that locked. I don't like the build path here for Whirlwind and for Sam. They're going defense. They need to actually threaten this Osiris.
Sanctified Field down. This time doesn't catch out onto many, but Final K has been brought right back to the Solar Scarabs. Your front line is melting, Jade Dragons. It is time to wake up, but instead PBM goes to bed. Whirlwind chased down on the right by the Solar Scarabs. We are playing quickly. All of a sudden, Veronica's got 2, looking for a third back into the fountain, but Whirlwind will sustain back up. We are not looking for the end. We're looking for the right side bird.
Oh, they've got it for sure. That front line, as you mentioned.
Okay, well, here's your answer.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's what do you do when he does it on fire? You at least have a little bit more room to navigate, but they just don't have relics. They can't possibly step up in that situation.
Now, here's what's important as Final K dies. That's pretty important alone. I was actually about to make that point about. I was about to make that point about Inbound. There are times where Inbound is overextended and he gets picked in a moment like that, and the Scarabs are limited in their ability to push. It's the exact opposite now. Now it's Final K. Is Inbound mobile enough on this Circuit to avoid the solo kill? Final K not. Now you're fighting without your primary tank. You need Final K in this engagement. And the Jade Dragons back up. They backpedal beneath their Titan. No Phoenix defense to be had.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't see it happening on this left side Phoenix either. So now it's on our Titan, and
can you delay 15 seconds? Field. I don't even know if you can delay 15 seconds.
Maybe
here,
not.
Aggro. Final K is up in 10. And I think you're going to be at a 4v5 on defense no matter how much time you delay. 5 seconds on Final K. We might be less than that in the game. The Solar Scarabs have eyes for game 3. Stewart has taken a chunk of damage here as Panda Cat makes his way back into the fountain. Baronic deletes Polar Bear Mike as the Scarabs as 5 group up on the Titan. There will not be a 2-0 for the Jade Dragons. The Solar Scarabs will tie us up, and they will send us on to a game 3.
An emphatic game 2 from the Solar Scarabs, right on time, exactly what they needed.
Solar Scarabs, if their execution is on par, I think they could reasonably take this to their game 3 advantage, or game 4 advantage, I should say. But Jade Dragons, they have so much objective shred that Solar Scarabs have to be on point with their contention.
Hazel, you feeling the same way?
I'm going Dragons on this one.
You're going Dragons. Oh, we're split on the desk. We'll see if the Scarabs can pull ahead or if the Dragons will take the lead right here in Game 3.
Split on the desk. Aggro and I aren't going to tell you which way we're leaning because what we want to have, Aggro,
to the left.
Is a little bit. Okay, a little to the left. Well timed. Riptide no good either, and walks on out of the River's Rebuke. Over on all the CC onto Whirlwind transformation out of Polar Bear Mike. This is a 4 versus 3. Taunt back through on a Mike. And there's a stun as well, but Whirlwind, he's got the burst damage. It's a double kill for the Neath. 1 returned by the Solar Scarabs. Some fireworks in mid will give 2 kills to the Jade Dragons mid.
Beautiful bait there from the Jade Dragons. Whirlwind uses his relics well that time, able to space it out. Inbound sets him behind. And then immediately after that, Solar Troll comes in and helps on rotation.
Baronic jumped on, but has ultimate, has beads, and has Aegis. Morgan Le Fay, nothing if not safe. The ability to peel yourself out, very important to look at. So Whirlwind has used his ult again. Baronic has done so as well, but the actives remain in an equal state. Inbound Riptide's away. He is locked into the River's Rebuke with 4, and there is just way too much
Big petrify
from the Jade Dragons. But Whirlwind takes the damage, backflips away, and he will live with single-digit HP.
Man, so close. And PBM's already in Dragon form, still has that Frenzy ready to go, but Hurry can't stick around.
Coerce spreads out. Frenzy spreads out. You are committing onto the objective at this point if you're the Jade Dragons, but the Solar Scarabs are here.
Hurry's still
and
here.
SOT is as well. Sanford Soccer in the tether, and he has to back away. It's a big fight from the Solar Scarabs. The Jade Dragons decimated. Scarabs find 3 kills. Sam goes back in, but he will leave empty-handed.
What just happened? What just happened? Yes, they're terrible.
Or independently,
separately,
whatever.
both,
Doesn't
whatever.
matter. You hate it all.
What was that?
I don't know. Jade Dragons, now their chance is to steal away the Gold Furies. The Solar Scarabs have put themselves on it. Inbound takes the World Weaver. This Fury will not die. Quietly, Panda Cat takes down Inbound, but the Scarabs get the Fury.
Bye, Sam.
It's Sam for Soccer right back into the fray. Baronic on a killing spree. Morgan Le Fay flexing those muscles just a bit, and another 3 down for the Jade Dragons. And hey, we got Inbound again. But what else?
Who cares? They got the Fury. They got 3 for 0 again. I mean, now Mike has just died, and that goes great. And then they decide to fight again.
World Weaver intended
Blocked.
for Scream, taken by Baronic. FineOK has already used the Sentinel of Zeus. It doesn't have the shield to show for it. Tanky enough to live throughout most of the damage, but the River's Rebuke keeps Mike at bay, and FineOK has been picked. The Solar Scarabs as 4 on the Pyromancer, but Pyromancer not taken down, inbound, pulled back in to Sanford Soccer and Hurry when they will at least get a kill, but it's onto the Emoja yet again. The Solar Scarabs get the Pyromancer as well. We have seen inbound for what? Over and over and over again.
It's just another objective for the Solar Scarabs, another 2 for 1 for Inbound's life. He's 0-4, and he's still ahead of Mike because Mike's dying every time too.
Sanford Soccer, you feel desperation at this point to make a play happen. He is in mid with Baronic.
The tier 1's up in mid and in solo lane. That's free gold. You can get further ahead without taking a big risk.
We're rolling the dice. We're flipping the coin on the Fire Giant. It is SOT with the engage onto Hurrywind in the back. Good damage out from Panda Cat though as well. World Weaver has already been used. FineOK left alone with all of the Solar Scarabs. This Sentinel of Zeus has got to be big, but it is not big enough. The River's Rebuke, fantastic. 5 members grouped up though for the Solar Scarabs, and that means the damage can cleave. And the Jade Dragons, they'll find a re-engage.
Petrify was excellent. Stewart going in. Panda Cat nowhere to go, and it's a clean sweep for the Solar Scarabs. Unstoppable is right. No one is shutting them down this game. 4 for nothing for the Chaos side.
Sanford Soccer has got a watch in the wings as his team dies around him. This Fire Giant suddenly much easier for the Solar Scarabs. They are on the precipice of going up 2-1 in this best of 5, knocking out the Jade Dragons with 1 more win if you're able to close this one out. Your world gets a whole lot easier after you take down this Fire.
And we talked about the identity of the Dragons draft.
Going to start deleting these health bars. I'm not sure. It looks like a Titan's Bane a bit down the stretch here. You're going to have to finish off that Hidden Blade to get some good damage in onto Baronic. You can't lose FineOK in the meantime. That's for sure. He is in the River's Rebuke, and all 5 members of the Solar Scarabs will call him on it. Sentinel of Zeus buys him some time. Taunt used as well.
Sam got
Baronic grabs a kill on a Sanford Soccer. It is 8-0-5 in the mid lane. You are without your solo. You are without your jungler for 45 seconds. The Solar Scarabs smell blood. They smell a 2-1 lead here in this best of 5 set. SOT blocking out the damage from the rest of the Jade Dragons as the Titan is leashed back into the mid lane. Phoenix Hurrywind desperately finding damage onto the front line of the Solar Scarabs, as well as Panda Cat over on the left. The Titan is going down slowly, but the Jade Dragons simply don't have enough. The Solar Scarabs go up 2-1.
Unbelievable.
He's going to be in trouble.
Taco, I know you play a lot of carry. How are you feeling about the Scotty?
Man, you know, Scotty feels a lot better when you're not looking at Serket, Osiris, and Daji to play it into. The Osiris alone, I think, is enough of a menacing factor that Scotty is probably the last god that I would really want to be contemplating, but I have to imagine this is just Panda Cat trying to brute force that duo lane matchup. And if he's able to get away with it, could be problems for Stuart.
It's going to be fun to find out, although it's never truly promising when you say, well, yeah, that pick's really good if you cover up most of that team.
Just 3 out of 5, it's fine.
Definitely feels shaky. We'll see if the Dragons are going to be playing through the duo lane or if they're going to continue what has been a not necessarily successful bout over there in solo. Will the Scarabs move on to the semis or will the Dragons push us to Game 5? Let's find out in Game 4.
One more game for the Cinderella story of the Solar Scarabs to continue on into the semi-finals. The Jade Dragons, they've got to figure it out.
He can do it. You know, drops the Lightning Storm, he'll do it even when he's dead. Against Daji, she goes up, and you can't do that.
What about early in the game? How does that feel for Hurry when he has jumped on, he has used the beads, but Sat's here as well. Hello, first blood for the Solar Scarabs. Sanford Soccer has to weasel away from the fray, and they make Hurrywin pay. Right off the bat, beads gone, first blood to the Scarabs.
Cheese is good with this time of year, and it's cheesy in this game. Hurrywin ends up losing his life. I mean, Solar Troll's going to pay for it by losing a lot of farm on this right-hand side, but I don't think FineOK can ever kill him on this rotation back. Maybe he can.
Uh-oh, there's a 3 versus 2 on the left side of the map as well. Odd-numbered fights everywhere for the Jade Dragons. You've now dropped a kill on the left side of the map as well. You need to get this kill, and you cannot die for it if you're FineOK. Are his eyes too big? No, they're not. FineOK knocks down Sot. And signs of life from the Jade Dragons on the right side of the map. Sanford Soccer, he's going to try to punch back here. He's got the pin onto Veronic. FinoK's got the root as well, and we are tied in game 4.
What is going on, man? I mean, pedal to the metal early on in this game. Just 2 for 2 in 2 minutes across the board. And it ends up being pretty favorable, I think, overall for the Jade Dragons. Because look at all the farm that Sanford Soccer has gotten, although this can't happen. Scream might be dead!
Scream! Detonate! No! Gets countered! While Inbound jumps on him, no chance to detonate. Hurry went down for the second time this game. Sanford Soccer's got a kill on the side. Are you kidding me? It's anarchy in Atlanta as the Jade Dragons and the Scarabs go 3 for 3 in 2.5 minutes.
What is going on? And Scream and Inbound still just...
Inbound as well. Synergize as well with that Book of Thought start. Purple buff as well has been taken away by the Scarabs a whole lot. Sanford Soccer had no chance as the Scarabs send 3 to the purple buff. FinoK, we've seen this time and time again. Solo kill for Fino on right, and that'll pull back the score just a bit for the Dragons.
Man, FinoK feels like because these repeated red buff invades, that's only one member of the Solar Scarabs who's significantly behind. Really 2, because Scream has mortgaged his farm for the rest of the team.
FinoK uses his leap in onto Sot. Now we are tower diving. Scream up into the Palaus. FinoK has survived for the time being. Beads out. Palau out. SOT nearly goes down, but there's no rotation in. But yes, there is. Sanford Soccer's here. He's got the pin. This one hand-delivered by FinoK himself, and Sot will live to fight another day. Stewart. Red buff still not secured by either team. Ends up getting taken down on the other end by the Solar Scarabs. Palau through. Sanford Soccer alone in the mid lane. Pin is on the other end, and there's just way too much in mid. Sam left to his own devices, and his own devices will fail.
Yeah, 3 ultimates used, but they get him. Yeah, Hurry nearly dies to Inbound and is still under some threat in this position.
Inbound jumps through, stun from PBM and detonate, and Inbound hands one back to the Jade Dragons mid laner. Could not have come a moment too soon. Hurrywind needed some air, and it has been hand-delivered by Mike.
Exactly.
He has not had a get-out-of-jail card at any point in any of these dives. Now with the way that this build looks, there is that extra minute of survivability to get that damage off, and he'll need to use it here. Mike, with his last bit of mana, sends out his ultimate. Inbound down to Sanford Soccer, and the rest of the Solar Scarabs want nothing else to do with this fight.
And good ultimate coming from PandaCat, gonna root down Solar Troll. FinoK's ultimate splits the uprights. Needed that one in order to pull back Solar Troll, but still, the Jade Dragons finally get Hurry a red buff, and that death I don't like from Inbound. You know, the last one, I think excusable. That one, he's just too split up from the rest of the team.
We have not seen Breastplate of Valor prioritized for this Zeus.
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, I think that he just knows he needs more damage.
Inbound is taunted through, knocked up and deleted. FinoK on a killing spree. Add another to the Bastet highlight reel in game 4. And the Jade Dragons will pick the Scarab support once more, but there's no Fury on this side of the map to take. Red buff has already been dealt with. Purple buff gone as well. It is a pick. And seemingly nothing else for the Dragons.
I mean, that's huge, just letting the Jade Dragons continue to come back in this game for free.
Veronica's hit a big power spike here. He has got Titan's Bane, and Polar Bear Mike feels the brunt of the damage. Stewart dropped down Sanctified Field. Palau used by Scream as well. That'll secure the Pyromancer. Those ultimates are big, though. Is that enough to give the Jade Dragons have showed up? Are they going to start the Fury?
I think they are. FinoK trying to zone out Solar Troll, but Scream's still healthy.
Scream onto Hurrywind in the back. Sanctified Field. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, baby. Stewart walks forward, grabs the killing spree. Veronic adds another. FinoK, the saving grace for the Jade Dragons on a warpath here, will not get the next kill onto Stewart. SOT has 2 tethers out. That'll find a couple of stuns here. PandaCat locked down in place and taken away by Stewart is the double kill. Jade Dragons, they show up. They pay for it with 3.
And they lose the Primal Fury on top of it. That Sanctified Field from Hurry's ultimate has to get an equal value on, which is not going to be easy.
Could it be here? FinoK jumps out. He is tethered in place. PandaCat is sent back into the wayside. Jump in from SOT. Lord of the Afterlife is massive. Both of the carries alone in the backline, but neither of them die. Stewart being melted away. PandaCat has stayed alive for so long, and that has opened the door for FinoK to jump in. He'll grab the kill onto the Ola run, but Sanford Soccer alone all this time. 2 for 1 for the Scarabs.
That ultimate from Sot was huge. Got both backliners, Hurrowin and PandaCat, just standing too close, and FinoK trying to salvage some damage on the back end, but missed the root, and as a result, Scream is going to be A-OK. Bead still in this pocket at the exact same time.
The Solar Scarabs do not want to waste time here. Fire Giant pulled.
Panda's
45 minutes into the game. PandaCat is not here for this fight. Hurrywind, FinoK, Polar
Bear Mike,
they are here. Fire Giant is secured by the Solar Scarabs. They make no mistake. Final K has been the one saving grace for the Jade Dragons. He will be pulled to his first death of the game. Moronic gets the shutdown in the Solar Scarabs, 5 with FG. Jade Dragons missing their solo lane.
And it feels like the Jade
they could not close out these sets. And they are an inch away from moving on to the Smite World Championship semifinals. You do not want to lose Scream to start it off, but it is all a bait. Is it all a ruse? Will Scream live nonetheless? Down he crashes outside of the base of the Jade Dragons. Panicat has lived. Final K's gotten the kill on a Scream, but inbound jumps on a Panicat, and he'll grab that kill. The cleave damage massive on the rest of the Jade Dragons roster. The Solar Scarabs get one. The Solar Scarabs add their second. Hurryman desperately clinging to life, clinging to damage, and he will survive for a minute longer.
The only thing stopping the Solar Scarabs from eliminating the Jade Dragons right now are those 2 diamonds lit up on the left-hand side. Those ultimates have to go big.
This has got to be big, Hurryman. You need the Lightning Storm, and it is huge. Stewart uses the Aegis, but watch out. Inbound is in the backline. PBM whittled down by Stewart. Final K jumps back into the fight, but will it cost him his life? Will it cost you the quarterfinal? Not yet.
Oh my god, I can't believe this now for the Solar Scarabs. They don't have to push it right now. Look at these waves coming in mid and in right. This is where you gotta have Scream, that veteran leadership. Hey guys, let's wait. Let's just wait for our waves.
Season on the line for the Jade Dragons as the Solar Scarabs eyeing their fire minions walking down the mid lane. Bear Mike, in he goes. You got to fight away from your Titan. Sanctified Field is down, but Stewart, it's too much sustain. Hurryman jumped on by SOT. Polar Bear Mike, he will be the first casualty of this fight. No, he won't. It'll be Panicat instead. Lightning Storm down. Gets nearly nothing. SOT has got the double. The clock will not strike midnight. Not yet today. The glass slipper, it fits. It's on the foot of the Solar Scarabs. They will knock out the Jade Dragons, and these Scarabs go on to semis.
Unbelievable. I don't believe it. If you would have told me in April